Yeah, we know we're going to have to be at our best. Very, very difficult team to play against. Very strong defensively. Very, very good in set pieces, but they also have quality going forward. A lot of good players that play on really good teams in Europe. So we know it's not going to be easy. We're going to keep reviewing them, keep studying some film, and then, we'll be ready to go.
Welcome back to the Ultimate Seattle Sports Show. Jake Wittenberg, Chris Egan, and our pleasure to have soccer coaching legend, Sounders broadcaster Pete Fewing in studio to break down the World Cup. And Pete, thank you so much for joining us. And Pete's been bragging it up, Jake, for decades. And I've been a youth soccer coach of 25 years, but he's been talking about this.
I'm wondering where you're going.
This beautiful game of soccer, the world's most popular sport. And we live in a city where we have a lot of people are going to brag up the Seahawks, the Mariners, the Storm, the Sounders. Brian Smetcher's done a phenomenal job with them. I mean, I can get the Kraken, the Sea. I could go down the list.
Yes.
But soccer is reigning supreme right now, or I should say football. The ratings are up. The crowds are absolutely amazing. What has brought in all this attention? You know, why is this World Cup doing so well right now in your mind?
On the field, the athleticism. Jake and I were talking about it. All of a sudden, you're seeing these athletes that I think could go play in the NBA. They could go play in the NFL. They're bigger, faster, stronger. We don't necessarily see that in the U.S., but you look at Mbappe, for instance, or Holland. Those are big beasts of players. And then the tactics of the game are really fun. The movement, the pace, the athleticism, I think is catching people's attention. And then you see what's going on in the stands, right? I was at the Bosnia game, Qatar, and it was phenomenal, the energy. And if anybody's wearing a jersey, a soccer jersey, from any other country, you can walk up and high-five them, start talking to them. So the bond off the field's been spectacular.
You mentioned NBA. I actually watched in Norway, and they could be on, the Avengers. I mean, I thought the guy that scored the goal I thought it was Thor. Yeah. I mean, that was incredible.
It is Thor, actually. Yeah. He's got two jobs.
Yeah, it's funny. Pete was talking about he didn't plan to go to any of the games. He's been to all of them so far.
I have friends.
Yeah. When you get a text from Brian Smetcher that let's go down to watch the game, you go. Let's talk about what's coming here, Pete. USA faces Bosnia-Herzegovina. Kind of saw a wake-up call with Team USA and Turkey in that last game. I know that was kind of a irrelevant match in a way, but what does Team USA need to do in order to get past Bosnia here?
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what lineup they put out. I think they'll go back to the Paraguay lineup, but they've been a 4-2-3-1 in the first one. And then when Christian Pulisic was out, they went to 2 up front, 3 at the back. So it depends how they'll do that. Now, if they go with 3 at the back, that means Tim Ream's going to be on the left. And they've got a kid, Barak Terevic, on the right-hand side. And Ream is our captain. He's 38 years old. But Barak Terevic is really talented. So that's not going to be a great matchup necessarily.
Interesting.
So maybe they go to 4 there. Pulisic has been phenomenal. He's got a different gear. He can just glide past people, and his first touch is straight to the goal.
Yeah.
He doesn't go, fade into the corner. He goes right at people. So they've got they're a 4-4-2. They've got 2 good strikers up front. And then they got a kid, Mamiku, comes off the bench, and he's their leading goal scorer with 2 goals. The energy, watching them play, I thought, I don't really want to play these guys. And then their crowd. What'll be interesting is
Team Bosnia's crowd.
Crowd. Yeah, they had 66,900 at the Seattle Stadium. I would say 55,000 were Bosnian.
Wow. We were down in the march too. Even the fans, they are so proud of their country. I mean, in the 90s they had nothing, a war-torn country, and now they've got this. That's this amazing thing. It is I agree with you.
It's given this lift.
Bosnia also scoring 9 goals. That's the most they've ever scored in a World Cup.
Yes.
They're poised to upset the USA.
Yeah, that's a good point. And we're the same. We're 9 goals, 3 against. They're 8 goals, 3 against. I think they're 8.
Okay. Yeah. Let me grab Team Bosnia over here and get the U.S. rolling here a little bit. I mean, it's not going to be 55,000 Bosnia fans. It's going to be a little red, white, and blue. Guess what? The month is July. Guess what happens in July? Captain America takes up his game even more, that being Christian Pulisic. We got to talk, though, because you had home field advantage many times at Seattle U. You get the crowds. Yeah. Tell me about that home field advantage. What does that mean in the sport of soccer? What does the travel? I mean, the Team USA is not traveling a lot, like a lot of teams as well. How does that help this team?
Well, that helps a lot. They haven't changed a time zone yet. That's a big factor as well. And the crowd's a huge factor for any team, any sport. right? And so I think the U.S. crowd really buoys this team forward, and they feed off each other. So you've seen players running around, trying to encourage their country's fans in games. I think the U.S. crowd has been a significant factor. I think the coach has, Mauricio, has really loved.
He's done a good job.
He's done a great job.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite quotes was he said, "Hey, I'm not American, but I like it." He was, you guys are way cooler than I thought. And so I think the fans will be a big factor.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess maybe just zooming out a little bit here too. Why doesn't the U.S. perform as well in the World Cup as other countries by and large?
Well, because we have football and we've got basketball and we've got baseball, and so it gets a little diluted. But it is changing. I mean,
it does feel like it's
Freeman's
changing.
dad was in the NFL, right? And so now all of a sudden you're starting to get better athletes, stronger athletes, and we've always been pretty good, but. I mean, this is not our number one sport, whereas you go anywhere in the world and it's the number one sport.
It's soccer, it's cricket, or it's tennis, and that's how it goes.
Hey, Canada, we got hockey now too, though.
And there's hockey up north, Pete, there's been incredible storylines in this tournament.
Yeah.
Mexico wins in front of 80,000 fans. Former Sounder Obed Vargas played in that game. Mexico looks tough. I mean, not a bad team there.
Well, to your point, they're home, right? They're playing on home soil,
Yeah.
so for the most part. And Obed, it was so great to see him. Just before he went to Atletico Madrid, I was at training, and I looked at him and I said, "Obed, you're a man." And he goes, "I know." He's like, "Yeah, no more baby fat." I mean, he was great yesterday. And
I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me that.
I get that a lot.
That was wonderful to see him out there. I'm really proud. He's a terrific young man. So, Mexico is good. I was at Pacific Place or the Soccer House when they scored, and I happened to be videotaping all the levels. Oh my gosh, the place erupted.
Yeah, and also, I mean, what Messi is doing.
Yes.
Right? I mean, to see a legend out on the pitch like this, even Ronaldo will throw him in there too. What, as a guy who lives and breathes soccer, what do you think of what we're seeing from Messi right now?
Well, here's my theory on him. Because he has these little choppy steps, if you and I are running next to him in full speed, which will never happen for me, but he cuts the ball when you're in full stride. So that's where he separates, right? And he's running, and you're running. He's taking 2 steps for your 1 step, and then he cuts, and you're still in mid-stride. So I think that's how he separates. And then he is just a savant at finding space. I
agree.
And his touch is so good.
He's around corners. He just sees what's coming.
He sees everything. He's in slow motion, right? And then he's kind of standing there doing nothing. And when the Sounders beat them in the Leagues Cup, and then the next week they had to go and play at Miami. Messi just drew defenders to him, 3 defenders, and then he slips the ball in. It's in the back of the net.
Okay, what I find
cunning.
He is a savant. He's absolutely incredible. But what's funny is the media continues to talk about Messi and Ronaldo and Team USA. Mbappe continues to put on a show. I mean, Pete, what are we seeing from this young man? Is he the best in the world right now?
He's up there for sure.
I mean, the way he's playing,
Yeah, the way he's playing. 2 goals again yesterday. And here's the deal. So he's 27. He won it in 2018. Lost in the final in 2022. Pelé won 3 World Cups, right? And this World Cup for Mbappe, if they win it, now he's got 2, and he'll be 31 at the next World Cup. He could be the 2nd player ever to win 3 World Cups.
And he could play in 3 to 4 more.
I would agree. At 27, he could play 31. He could play 34.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then they just get smarter, right?
Yeah.
And so
and more athletic, like you said.
Yeah, and look at what we're seeing with. I mean, the forward.
There's your tail of the tape right there, Pete. But real quickly, before we head to break, I want to think positive. U.S. wins.
Yes.
They play here in Seattle next Monday.
Unreal.
For somebody that has grown up in this area, and I'd love Smetzer to be right next to you, 2 guys that have just lived and breathed, throw in a little Alan Hinton that, grown up and just kind of watch soccer grow in this great state. What will that mean to this state, to this city, to have arguably the biggest sporting event in Seattle sports history taking place here? If they win, knocking on wood.
Knock on wood, knock on wood. Surreal doesn't cover it. I mean, it'll just be such a exciting, doesn't cover it. It will be a phenomenal experience. And, walking around the stadium, I've gone from one side of the stadium down Occidental to the other side to get to the gate we're going in, and just seeing the hundreds of people that have contributed. There's a lot of people that have. I just talked to Dan Pingree, who's a sheriff, and he's still coaching youth soccer, and he played at SPU. And I just said, hey, I hope you're enjoying this World Cup. And Gary Wright, Fred Mendoza getting the stadium here, right? Pete Von Reichbauer. So yeah, it'll be phenomenal. A lot of people have done their part to make it great. And if the U.S. comes here, it will be. I'm going to that one as well. I'm going to, of course, today with one son, and I'm going to the 16 with another son, and yeah, it'll be fun.
You're good dad, buddy.